Hey everybody, how are you? So I have a really hard live to do tonight, probably the hardest one I've done, and I contemplated on not doing it at all because I'm really nervous, really nervous. So this is not going to be a fun live, but I feel like I need to share this because, hey, can you guys hear me? I had a horrible technical difficulties yesterday with my live, and now I'm paranoid that I went yesterday for almost 5 minutes and nobody told me that they couldn't hear me until almost 4 minutes in. So we were just talking away. So let me know if you can hear me so I can go. Please. I know the comments are delayed and I hate doing this. I hate just not even. Okay. Thank you so much, Crystal. All right. I'm not going to pay attention to the comments. I'm just going to go. I got to get this off my chest. I've had a really, really stressful weekend and I got the kids out of the house. My husband is out of the house walking the dog. So it worked out perfectly. So I need to get this out because I don't want my kids to hear this. So I had a stressful weekend and it was completely self-induced stress, you guys. And I don't have an issue with anxiety very often. Self-doubt, yeah, sure. But this paralyzed me. And I want to tell you guys what happened. I'm really super mad at myself. I might get some lashback from this if some people see it, but I don't know because the people in my circle don't really watch my videos. So it might be fine. But, so if you're on and you say anything, I just gotta go. I just gotta say it. So this has probably been about 2 weeks now. So we got invited to a party on Saturday, a 4th of July party. And from some very good friends of ours that I dearly, dearly love. And we don't get to see them that often. So, we were obviously really looking forward to going to this party. Well, I was kind of looking forward to going to this party. So they were having, a 4th of July cookout party on Saturday. And I started getting some anxiety about it. And there was going to a lot of people were invited. And sometimes in those situations, I get really I get nervous if it's a big group of people that I'm not really good friends with or that I don't know very well. I just kind of get a little anxious. It's really not anything that I can't deal with. I usually just move forward and I end up having a good time and, everything is fine. And, once I'm there, I can talk to people and everything. So our friends have a pool. So it was going to be a pool party. And I was freaking out, literally anxiety, freaking out. And I'm going to try really, really hard not to cry because I've cried all weekend and it's so stupid. I've done this to myself. But so my husband had to work. And so I was okay, that's great. He's got to work. So we're not going to be able to probably go right away. So my issue is, it's not a secret. You guys see me. I've been on live every day for almost 30 days now. I am overweight. I am not happy with the way I physically look. And specifically because I worked really hard to lose some weight and I was feeling really, really good about myself and I was getting healthy and I felt, I just felt good and some things happened, which that doesn't even matter. And basically I've gained almost all of the weight back and I'm super, super mad at myself for doing that. But it's my own fault. It's my own choices. I'm the only one that can change it. But so this party comes up and it's a pool party. And I'm freaking out because I'm not putting on a bathing suit. There's no way in hell I am putting on a bathing suit. And so my husband has to work. And so I'm like, okay, it's going to be fine because he has to work. So we can just go later, and maybe we can go late enough that it won't matter. I won't have to feel that uncomfortableness. And he was like, yeah, as soon as I get out of work, like, we're going to go. We're just going to go. We're going to get there. And I was like, oh God. And like, you know, the anxiety is like building up in me. And then some of his family was coming in town for the weekend, and his sister was going to do a cookout. So I was like, again, I'm saved. I am saved. We can go to the cookout so we can let our friends know that we're going to be late because we have to go to the family cookout. Like, we don't get to see some of these people because they live out of state. And again, my husband was like, we're going to go to the cookout and we're going to stay for like an hour because we were already invited to this party and we don't ever get to hang out and do fun things. And I want to get over there and I want to hang out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do because I don't want to stop him from having fun, right? Like, that's completely selfish. But I can't go and be in a bathing suit. Like, it's not going to happen. Absolutely not, because I would be so incredibly uncomfortable the entire time, and I would be thinking about everybody looking at me and judging how heavy I am, and I can't do it. So the other side was, do I just go in my jeans and my tennis shoes, because I'm not even going to wear shorts because I'm that uncomfortable, and then everybody looks at me like I'm a freak. Here I am at this pool party with jeans and tennis shoes on. Like, no, I'm not gonna, then I'm just gonna be thinking that they're judging me. Like, why in the hell is she in jeans? Why won't she have fun with us? Why won't she come in the pool with us? So I like completely chicken out, and I text my husband because I don't want to ruin his fun. And I text him and I'm like, hey babe, I'm not going to go to the party right after your sister's house. I'm going to come home for a little bit. And, you know, part of me knew that he would not probably say anything. And he didn't. He didn't even respond to the text message. And that kind of made it worse. And I just really started like talking myself into the fact that I don't fit in with these people. None of them really probably like me anyways. And I would just be so completely uncomfortable the entire time. And it's just not the right place for me. And my husband didn't even respond to the text message. So he's obviously fine going there without me, which, you know, I know this is all totally irrational, completely irrational, like women thoughts. Like we just sometimes get irrational. We're emotional, right? We're the emotional sex. And so he didn't say anything. And I was like, so here's my plan is when I leave his sister's house, I'll just come home for a couple hours and I'll just relax for a little while, and I'll wait until it gets late enough that I can go to the party and I can be in clothes that I'm comfortable in and not be judged or looked at, you know, oddly. And it won't seem weird if I come later that I'm not in a suit or whatever. So I came home and, you know, just really sat there and was so mad at myself, but completely paralyzed, you guys. Like, and this doesn't happen to me very often, just paralyzed with self-doubt, paralyzed with fear, paralyzed with what an idiot I was being. And the longer I sat there, I told myself, that I would go, maybe like around 8 or 8:30 or something like that. And that would be acceptable. And the longer I sat there, the more anxious I got, the stupider I felt, the madder at myself I got, the more sorry I felt for myself. My oldest daughter was home, and she was like, how come you're not over there? And, I kind of told her a little bit, like I didn't get into it a lot. I was just like, I'm just not comfortable being in a bathing suit. And, so I'm just going to hang out here for a little while. And she was like, Mom, don't do that. Go have fun with your friends. And I was like, no, it's, honey, it's fine. And so I sat and I sat and I sat and I sat. And she was like, I'm going to run over there just to hang out for a little while. Will you go with me? And I was like, no, it's okay. I'm going to go in a little while. And then about 9 o'clock, my husband texted me and said, are you coming? And at that point, I just couldn't go. I felt like such an idiot, such a complete idiot. And I was just like, no, I'm not feeling well right now. So I'm not going to make it. And he didn't respond. And I just sat at home like an idiot and cried that I just let this bother me so much. And I thought about my kids, and, I rationalized that they were fine because they were having fun with their friends, and they didn't miss me being there. They were still going to have fun. They were with their dad, and they were swimming, and they were doing kid fun things. And then somebody from the party texted me and was like, hey, I really miss you, and we need to see you more. And it just made me feel so stupid because I talked myself into the fact that I wasn't going because I just didn't fit in. I didn't fit in with that crowd. I didn't fit in with those people, and it would just be too uncomfortable. And then somebody texts me and tells me that they really missed me. And I was like, God, you're such an idiot. You've got a couple of really good friends over there that would never judge you, would never think bad of you. And here you are sitting at home. I sat at home and watched Erin Brockovich, which is a, fabulous movie, and sat there and bawled the whole time. And I missed the whole party. I missed my kids having fun. I missed fireworks. I missed it all because I let my anxiety just swallow me about this. And it's so completely ridiculous. And I've just been feeling so bad about it, and so just like such an idiot about it, that I knew that if I came on here, I know it sounds really stupid, like my husband doesn't even know. And if I came on here and just like purged and just like said what I needed to say, I would feel better. I would be able to move on. This is kind of like my therapy. I'm doing this consecutive days of lives to grow, to be more comfortable, to face my fears. And I had a setback, and we all have them, and it's okay. It's what you do with that setback. And I'll probably forever kick myself for missing that party that I'm sure was super fun, that I probably would have had the best time at and got to be with my kids instead of sitting home alone. But it's what we do with those setbacks. I mean, what is the saying is, you usually have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough. And I had this major breakdown. And so I'm thinking to myself, there has got to be a breakthrough coming from this. And I guess my reason for sharing this was, number one, therapy for me. I needed to get it out. and just purge it out of my system and let it go and move forward. And number two, you know, sometimes I have some really good advice that I don't even take myself, but my God, like, we are all worth it. We are all special. We all have something to offer. You are influencing people every single day in your life that you might not even realize that you're influencing. So you can't give up. You can't sit things out. And like I said, it's okay if you have a setback, but you got to pick it up from there. And you got to move forward, and you have to learn from that. And what I learned from that was, not only was I being an idiot, but I'm stronger. And now, next time that happens, and next time I'm in that situation where I feel that anxiety coming on and I feel that panic of, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this situation? I can stop and I can breathe and I can figure it out and I can tell myself what an idiot I'm being, or better yet, maybe I should have reached out to a friend and said, hey, this is what I'm feeling right now. I'm really bad at that. I'm really bad at asking for help or advice or, you know, to get through tough times. I'm really bad at that. So I have to work at that. I'm really, really bad at crying in front of people. Like, I can't believe I've held it together as well as I've held it together on this live. And I'm sure you can hear my incredibly shaky voice, but no tears have come out because I'm holding it together because I don't cry in front of people. I just don't. So anyways, I'm sure my kids will be home soon. I did not want them to hear this. I don't want them to know that. I want them to know that I'm a human and I have weaknesses, and we all do, but I don't ever want them to feel like those horrible body image feelings and, you know, those insecurities of how you look. I want them to always be confident and, you know, as strong as they can be, and not sit home and miss a gosh darn fun party like their mom did. So I got to shoo them out of the house for a little bit, and just miraculously, my husband took the dog for a walk. So it was just me. So just remember, you guys, setbacks are okay. Pick it up from there. Know how special you are. Like, you guys, we are 1 in 400 trillion. That is the odds of making you. That is the odds of making me. We have something to offer. So don't sit at home like an idiot like I did. Get out there, enjoy life. I'm never going to do that again. I already made the promise to myself that I'm never going to do that again. So even if it's a situation of I am so darn uncomfortable being in a bathing suit, then I'll show up in capris, or I'll even show up in jeans. I don't care, and sweat my ass off like an idiot, but at least I'll be there and I'll be able to enjoy the party, even if I'm not swimming. So that's my live for you guys tonight. I hope maybe somebody got something out of this, and if you want to reach out and chat with me, I am here. I would love to chat with you, and that's it. I'm done rambling. I hope you guys have a fabulous night. Like I said, if you were commenting, I'm so sorry. I just can't. I couldn't pay attention to the comments. I knew I wouldn't be able to get through it if I did. So I appreciate you guys so much for listening to me every single time I go live. I appreciate all your support, and I hope you have a fabulous evening, and I'll be back again tomorrow, and I promise you it will be something a lot more fun than this live. All right, you guys have a fabulous evening. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.